What's up, everybody? Monday morning, September 14th. Ready to get a new week started and start it off on the right foot. I'm gonna jump right in today and let you know it. Today's kind of might step on some toes, but I'm meaning to step on your heart, not your toes. Wherever it lands depends on how you take it. But today's message is Mirror Check Monday. Checking in the mirror. We do it every day. Everybody looks in the mirror, wants to see if their hair is right, checking. We brush our teeth in the mirror. We look in the mirror every day. But we look in the mirror for those physical things, the things that we can see. But do we look in the mirror for those emotional things, those mental things? Do we check the mirror enough for those types of things? Because a lot of blaming is going around these days. It's their fault, it's her fault, it's his fault, it's everybody else's fault. They're making it hard on me. I got too much work. My teacher's done this. My kids aren't working. It's the parents' fault. Let's check the mirror. Because a lot of times issues may be solved if we just look in the mirror. I've had to do it a lot in my life. Still do it. Do it daily. Check the mirror. We're quick to judge, we're quick to blame, but we're not quick to raise our hand and accept responsibility for what it is we're doing or not doing. So, students, are you blaming your teachers for too much work? Are you blaming this current situation of virtual learning for your downfalls right now? Are you blaming having to stay at home and being bored for your lack of turning in things or your lack of drive or motivation? Are you blaming everything around you except for yourself? Have you looked in the mirror and reflected on what it is you could be doing to make your situation better? What could you be doing to get your work turned in on time? What kind of communication could you be having with your teachers to allow for your success? What is it that you could be doing? When we look in the mirror, we see that reflection of ourselves. A lot of times we don't want to look at the bad. We don't want to look at things that are about us that we could be fixing to make things easier on us. It's so easy to blame someone else. Teachers. And then this one hits me, and it's why I got to speak on it. Because I found myself blaming and making more excuses this year than any other year in my life. But listen to this. What are you doing to ensure that your students are being successful? You can't control their home life. You can't control if they're turning in their work. But what you can control is the communication you have with them. What you can control is how easy and how accessible the information is for them online. You can control the amount or the workload and the meaningful work that we put on our students right now. You can control that. These times are very difficult. We had to change. And I've noticed some people are just not willing to change. We want to throw work at students and expect for it to be done the exact same way it would be if they were here. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's not. And I've been very frustrated myself because I'm getting a lack of participation per se in classes and Zooms. I'm getting a lot of emails, and I'd rather Zoom and get to the point and instruct that way. It's not happening yet. So I got to self-reflect on what it is I can do better to help my students. What can I do to encourage them, motivate them to get on a Zoom meeting with me? Because I think back, when I was a student, if I was going through what we're going through today, I probably wouldn't be that successful because I would have been blaming this situation on my lack of motivation. Doesn't work when you get into the real world. Blaming and pointing fingers, all that stuff is no good because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we still have an issue. How are we going to fix them? How are we going to fix what we're going through right now to make our situation better? Are we going to duck our heads and just throw our hands in the air? I give up. Because last week there was a point I was ready for that. I was ready for that because it's disheartening sometimes what we're going through. And we have to understand that these times will not be forever. But we're in them now, and what we do right now matters. How we approach this, how we attack this mentally matters. Stay positive, stay upbeat. Take every victory you can and hold on to it. Because it seems that we're taking a lot of losses. That's for students, teachers, parents, that's everybody. We all could be blaming somebody. But are we looking in the mirror? Parents, are you holding your students accountable for the work they're doing? Are you making sure they're logging into these Zoom meetings? If not, let's start there. You know, I have a 6-year-old myself, and every day we got to force her to, hey, do some work, do your work. I had to sit beside her one day and made sure she done it. Wasn't good for me. I wasn't getting work done at the time, but I had to ensure that she was. Students, are you setting aside time in the day to make sure that you are staying in communication with your teachers, to make sure that you are doing everything you can possibly be doing to stay ahead of the game? Because as soon as you get behind in virtual learning and in school, the work just stacks up. And with that stacking up of work, your head just starts to go down. You start to get discouraged. You start to want to run away from what it is that we know is not going to last that long. I've talked to some kids who are really thinking about dropping out because right now it's hard. It's hard for a lot of us. There are teachers who may want to run away from this because it's hard. What can you do to fix it? When you look in the mirror, if you feel like you've done all you can do, dive deeper. Dive deeper. Keep fighting. Fight your way out of this. Students, we'll be back before you know it. We'll be back. Stay on top of what it is that matters the most, and that's that education. That's those grades. Stay on top of that work. I beg you. Teachers, keep fighting. Keep lifting one another up. Keep doing what's best for each and every kid, even if you feel like they're not giving it back. They still deserve it. Because there are ones out there doing everything they can possibly do. They deserve you. So when you look in the mirror, don't look at the things around you. Don't look at the lights. Don't look at that. Look deeper than how you look physically. Look at that reflection and reflect. Reflect on what it is you could be doing. Today's message, Mirror Check Monday. This is Coach Johnson. I'll see you again in the morning. Peace.